It is Tony Hawk! Ah!
Whoa, honey!
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Masked Singer episode 4 of season 3. Tonight was a really exciting episode. We had Group B, so the first week of the next 6 characters to be revealed. It was a pretty good show tonight, a lot of good singers, really hard decision to pick who they voted out, but I'm very excited because I did guess this one tonight. Before I get too much into it, please subscribe below. Find me on Twitter at JessT820. Like us on Facebook, Pavement Road Productions. And send us an email, pavementroadproductions@gmail.com. Make sure to let us know how we're doing with this new video, new coverage of The Masked Singer. Let us know if there's anything you want us to add, do differently, what you like, what you hate. But before I get too much into the episode, I would like to bring in my co-host, Mr. Patrick Gabamonte.
Hi.
Hello, welcome.
I'm going to try to get in here, the shot here a little bit. Amateur hour over here.
Welcome. Well, new characters tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good show.
Yeah,
pretty
good show.
singing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, there's six new characters, which are all pretty nice. I wasn't sure. I wasn't really sure who was going to go. I said it was probably going to be either Elephant or Taco. I guess I wasn't surprised by Elephant. It was a cool group, a lot of good singers, a lot of interesting characters, very hard clues again. I feel like I've got one down of all of them from last group and this group. One thing that's definitely clear, I don't think anybody's shocked or surprised by this breaking news. This is much of a hot take, but you're way better at this than I am.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at this.
You're way better.
Sometimes, but for the most part, yeah,
last season I think you got like 3, 4, or 5. I got one. I got that one well.
Yeah.
But everybody else got that one too, so whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe I got 2, but it was pretty much 1, and you got like 4 or 5. So way better at this than I am. I was better at predicting who went home, I guess, but other than that, you had it down who it was way quicker, and you got a lot better guesses than I do.
Right. Yes. Well, speaking of that, spoiler, we'll just go into covering who was out tonight. So, like you said, you guessed the Elephant was going out tonight. And, I was playing around with their ideas. Jenny Garth mentioned something about...
Jenny Garth.
Yeah, Jenny Garth. No, I know. It's McCarthy.
Yeah.
She started talking about skateboarding. And I guessed Tony Hawk because of how skinny he was and kind of with the voice, what was it? One Man Show and the bike I didn't really catch on until after the fact. But the whole One Man Show thing, like he was the pioneer of, I guess, professional skateboarding.
Oh, yeah.
So my mind went right there and I was right.
Yeah, I mean, and if you think skateboarding, you think Tony Hawk. I mean, obviously I got the Tony Hawk video game when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, everybody loved playing that video game.
But nobody even knew what professional skateboarding was until that game came out.
Right.
And it was the Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so skateboarding and really, I mean, X Games wouldn't exist without Tony Hawk. So,
right.
Awesome, very cool.
What guesses did you have before the reveal?
I thought Clay Aiken.
You went to the politics.
Right, because of the politics thing, because it seemed like he was skinny, and I thought he wasn't really... I thought he was singing to the style of the song, not singing his actual voice. Because I didn't sound like his voice, but it sounded like it could have been him pretending to be a British singer. Yeah,
I mean, Tony Hawk, too, he put on the British song, or the British voice, but I guess, like they've said before, when you're copying something that's famous and a song that everybody knows, you kind of morph into that character, that voice. So when you're singing a British song, you get a British accent.
Like Jeeves does.
Yes,
quite. Yes, indeed.
Team Crumpets, yes.
Yes, indeed.
Friday and I'm in love.
Right. Yes, quite just.
Tomorrow's Friday, though.
Indeed. You're not in love today. That's sad.
Yes, I am. But
With who? Jason?
yes, Jason.
Okay.
Yes. Anywho, so Elephant was the one to go out tonight. So we still have 5 remaining. We will have 2 more episodes with Group B. But let's go through and cover the rest of the characters that were new tonight. First performer was the Frog, Kermit D. Frog. Some of the clues that I saw was Large Creek. Someone mentioned lightning bolt, leftovers on the ground. He said something about writing a masterpiece. There was $106 on a ledge, and the 1996 Olympics poster. The song that the Frog sang was "Can't Touch Us" by MC Hammer. It was pretty good. Could kind of tell that they were a younger singer, but 1996 for me, I'm guessing, is their age that they were born, possibly.
Year they're born, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, or the year they're born. Thank you. But I have absolutely no guesses for this person.
One thing you said to me kind of stuck out. You said the leftovers, and I wasn't thinking this at all, but since you said that, maybe it's somebody from the show The Leftovers.
Don't know that show too well.
It was only on for like 3 seasons, but had quite the cult following, and a couple people got relatively famous from it. So I never thought that until you just said that, but that stuck in my head for some reason. So maybe it's one of the actors from The Leftovers. I did write down Arsenio Hall.
Interesting.
Because just the microphone, and he's got his own show now. And I think it might be a little bit older than it might be a little too. Arsenio Hall might be a little bit too old for that.
Yeah.
But he's not an old guy by any means. So I could see him doing that. He's definitely got a lot of personality, and obviously his own show. And the microphone thing was really stuck out to me.
Right.
It said that there's news. And Arsenio Hall had his own show. He said trying to change their image. I don't think Arsenio Hall needs to do that. The microphone stuck out to me. He said hammer, but that was, of course, Can't Touch This, Hammer Time.
Yeah.
And then there was another thing that said $106.
Yeah.
I wonder if like 106 is like a radio station that they're from or something maybe.
Interesting.
Or something where they gotta start. I don't like what DJ is like on like 106 something. I wrote down Arsenio Hall, and also Jenny mentioned Michael Johnson. Before she said that, I said Michael Johnson popped in my head.
Yeah. Right.
Golden Shoes and the famous, in the 1996 Olympics, he would have been there for the 1996 Olympics. But definitely, I think this person's a little bit younger than Michael Johnson, so I don't think it is. But that certainly, before she said it, I was thinking, well, maybe Michael Johnson. Then she said Michael We're definitely the same wavelength, which is not really a great place to be. Nicole
Scherzinger also mentioned Ray J, which it's possible. I think Ray J is a little bit older. I still think this person's pretty young, but I can't put my finger on it.
No, but when you do put your finger on it, you got it, though.
I do, sometimes. Not to be, brag or anything like that, but anyways. Alright, well, moving on to the next character is Kitty.
And the elephant went second. And the
elephant was second, yeah. But after that was Kitty. Some of the things I saw, Weird and Wonderful. She wants to wipe the slate clean. There were pirates fighting, and then a crashing rose. Song sang was Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande. I do not think that she is a professional singer, but she is a really good singer. I just don't think that is her profession. It was interesting because somebody mentioned, like, what if she was from The Bachelorette or The Bachelor or any of that, but the one guess that I liked, not really sure it is her, but Juliana Hough. I could see that. She does have a good voice. I mean, she has kind of sang a little bit. She's mostly known for dancing, and she's was a judge on the Dancing with Stars. There you go, Dancing with Stars. But I don't know. She's a really great singer, but I have no idea. What about you?
I didn't write down anybody either. I did pick up on Weird and Wonderful. There was like an opera or like a old school movie reel set at the very beginning. Dangerous Woman, Roses. I did write down not a professional singer, but a very good singer. I think she is an actress or a model who also does sing occasionally, or is maybe a trained singer but not a professional singer.
Right.
I couldn't really. nail anything down that I could say specifically who it would be. Julianne Hough sounds good. That would be a good guess, but I don't have anything specifically that's like they're definitely this person or definitely that person.
I just thought of an off the wall guess.
Okay.
So the Rose crashing over Rose looked like it was Rose in her class, Emma Watson.
Interesting.
But I don't think the voice was there.
Mm-mm.
But, I was thinking Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or Kissed by a Rose's wife.
Yeah.
Heidi Klum.
Yeah, maybe. I think she's a little bit taller, but definitely like a very tiny girl that was in there.
Yeah.
And they also mentioned Pirates of the Caribbean. I think Robin shouted out, but I don't think it's Keira Knightley or anything like that.
No.
So, a lot of interesting, weird clues that are very hard to decipher.
Very hard all season.
This nothing's giving it away except for one person gave it pretty much quickly away. But besides that, it's been pretty difficult. So the next character of the night was Taco. I wrote down initially older guy. As soon as it started, he said decades. There were VHS tapes. There was an anchor. San Fran. Because there was a trolley shown there. Saying "Fly Me to the Moon" by Frank Sinatra. And I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't a bad performance. So I should have really off the wall guesses again for this one. Someone said Martin Short. I initially said to you Steve Martin, and then Nicole mentioned Regis, and that'd be a pretty good guess. But like you said, he might be a little too old for that person. But nobody else yet again has jumped to my mind for this one. How about you?
No, I did already done pretty much what you said too. I've been doing it for decades. Definitely has the comedian vibe. I would be surprised if it's anything other than a comedian. And I definitely got the Drew Carey type of thing. The Tommy Chung type of thing from them. Obviously, it's not gonna be one of them. But that's kind of it. There also was a Rubik's Cube on there.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know what that's symbolic of or anything, but definitely feel older guy for sure.
Yeah.
I just put down like David Letterman.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good guess. I didn't really think about him until after thinking about like night talk show hosts,
late night
comedians,
talk show hosts,
kind of thing like that.
Right. I mean, the only one who really jumps out that's still alive would also be doing isn't say like Jay Leno, but he's got a very distinct voice like you said, so it wouldn't be him.
I feel like I would pick up on that.
Yeah,
voice.
but it also I feel like this guy's got a little bit of a beer belly, and it's not Dave Letterman.
Yeah,
Dave
it's
Letterman's
true too.
really skinny, so.
Ow, Bailey, what is your problem?
Bailey didn't agree with that either.
No, Bailey did not like that answer.
Bailey's like, it's not a beer belly, it's
No.
love handle.
So leave the taco alone.
Right, he's like, it's not a taco.
Yeah, not a taco. Now you want me to bet you. Anyways.
I don't know. Yeah, I would say I like the Regis guess. I just think Regis is a little too old to be that guy.
You should apologize.
And I don't think I don't see it as Regis, but I do see it as a comedian with maybe a beer belly. I don't know even.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with the costume because it does cover perfectly their stomach, unless like I didn't really see, I guess, underneath it.
Maybe I could be completely wrong. It could be just the taco filling, whatever.
Yeah, it could be a beer belly though, because it could be there to cover it too. Just a very skinny older male.
Is it like a Ron White type thing, or
Ron White, yeah, maybe.
Or yeah, who's the other one? What did they say anything about Reed Brandner there? For a second? I didn't notice.
I didn't get anything
that,
for
but
that
I was
one.
Maybe Louis C.K. because he's got in some trouble and he's trying to come back again.
Huh. That's actually interesting too. It's possible.
Just a cool guess.
I mean, any guess is a good guess because some of this has been like completely crazy.
And nobody got Tony Hawk on that one, so he said even the panels are striking out like crazy. So.
Right. Well, I think we can move on to the next one. Mouse. Some of the clues that I got were cheering. They were football players, football field. It said bang bang. Warriors was on the back of the jerseys. 1979, and then kept referencing gold, the gold pom-poms, gold. And the song was Get Here by Oleta Adams, which I've never heard before, and it's a pretty good song.
Great song.
It's definitely an old school song, and this is definitely an old school woman, probably some sort of legend, some famous, well-known singer that I have absolutely no idea who it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's I wrote down older. She's got making references to small and cute. Um, Robin said Dionne Warwick. They've been guessing Dionne Warwick for the last 2 seasons, and they guessed her for Shaka Khan.
It's true.
I don't know how short she is. I did think maybe it could be Dionne Warwick, but I don't know how short she is. I don't know if it's
I don't know how petite she is either. This woman was very petite, very tiny.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I don't think I don't think so. Right. But again, I haven't seen her in a long time, and who the heck knows? Maybe she's now.
Right.
Lost a lot of weight. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. They were kind of mentioning maybe kind of Broadway or like some sort of performer like that, but there's just nobody that comes to mind right away for this either. It's just so confusing. It's so frustrating. Did so much better last season.
Yeah, well, I said, you said the ones you nailed and you got them right away. I think, I definitely think get a couple more clues all stacked up,
right?
And panelists, you're not doing anything. You're not helping us at all.
No,
your guesses are way worse than ours. So.
I mean, some of the people they're guessing, I would have never thought of or just kind of never put together. But I don't know. You never know. It can be anybody.
It really could be, and I feel like it's a professional singer, an older singer,
right?
Maybe someone who started singing, in 1979,
right? That's what I was thinking too.
That also could be like when they first won their first gold record,
right?
Which means that they've been probably singing for 20 years before then.
Right.
And then that was the first time they actually had success, and they tried to throw us off as being somebody a little bit younger. Ariana Grande was from there. I obviously don't think that, but
no.
It could be. I don't know. I feel like it's definitely a soulful voice who's a little bit older, who's a little bit, who's definitely well known.
As she's a good singer, but she's not a strong singer, so she's definitely an older person.
Yeah.
They struggle, and the biggest thing though is struggling behind that mask because it's so hard to get your voice out. Everybody always sounds better when they're singing without the mask.
Right, and she was saying that it was hard. She said she likes to talk. She was chatterbox, and she couldn't really talk. And they were subtitling everything she was saying, like you should do for me. They're subtitling everything they're saying because they're hard to get it out through the mask.
Yeah.
And also,
she also can't talk to the people because, then it'll reveal who she is.
Right.
So, yeah.
But and they were subtitling everything she was saying she was having trouble getting the words out through the mask. But also too, I think it could be an age thing where just they don't have the lung capacity to sing like they used to.
Right. No, I agree with that.
It's the Dolly Parton type of thing, or somebody who's a little bit older with a very seasoned voice.
Yeah.
And maybe quite substantially older.
Seasoned like a cast iron skillet.
Sure. Yes. Absolutely. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Sorry, it's a cooking reference.
I got it. Yeah. I just that was the first thing that popped in my mind was what you just said. That was exactly what I was gonna say.
Seasoned like a cast iron
skillet.
Yes,
exactly.
Great mind.
Totally.
Great mind. Anyways, the last person of the night was the banana. Clue package had cowboy hat. I saw blowfish, pufferfish that was right by the head of the guy that kept falling to the ground. They mentioned rodeo, and then they showed the blue collar on the grass. And they kept talking about drinking, hangovers, things like that. He sang A Little Less Conversation by Elvis, and I couldn't really think of anybody to begin with. And whenever I get like that, I always listen for the judges to see what they're going to say and kind of go off of that. But I was talking to you before they started guessing. I said, well, the blowfish, and you said Hootie and the Blowfish, and I was thinking maybe it could have been the backup singer with Hootie and with Darius Rucker. But I also wrote down Darius Rucker because you never know. They could, like Tony Hawk did, he threw his voice, made him sound more British, sound like The Cure. Could be Darius Rucker trying to sound like Elvis, and everybody gets the Elvis twang when they're trying to sing an Elvis song.
Of course.
So that is my guess.
Yeah, everybody sounds like Elvis. They're saying Elvis, of course. Yeah. I got. They seem pretty tall. I don't know how tall Darius Rucker is. I don't think he's that tall.
He's not that tall.
Banana definitely seems pretty tall. Definitely charismatic. Definitely, having a lot of fun.
Girls just want to have fun.
Yeah, like Cyndi Lauper.
Okay, good.
Jeez, I did write down blue collar. I wrote down Texas. I feel like they were on a football field at one point. And they wrote and they were they were down at football. There was a football field, Texas, and tall. And then the blue collar thing as well. The party thing makes me think Johnny Manziel. But obviously I don't think that's what it is. This guy seems like a little bit too tall. But it could be maybe because I get like the good old boy Texas with the party boy of everything else.
Right.
So like I'm like a Josh Gordon, but I don't get the good old boy from Josh Gordon. Obviously, I get the party boy from Josh Gordon. So where's the mix? I can't find that mix there. I did write down Jeff Foxworthy, and then as soon as the first note came out, I'm like, nope, cross that off.
Well, yeah, the first thing I heard was Larry the Cable Guy when he was actually talking in the video, but obviously not Larry.
As soon as they first note that was sung, I'm like, nope, that's not it.
Yeah.
I did. They just said Bill Engvall. That is interesting.
Yeah, and they said Ed Holmes too, which
Yeah.
was also an interesting guess.
An interesting guess.
Possible, but can't trust Ken Jeong.
No.
I don't think he guessed that. He did agree with it, but he's not very good at
No,
this,
it was Nicole's guess, and Ken. If it is that, Ken definitely won't know it's that because he doesn't know anybody who he actually knows.
He does not.
Like season 1, right?
Yep.
So I don't know either. Again, it's really tough. Give us a couple more weeks, maybe, but maybe by next week we'll have more clues, more information, and be able to give you an answer. But jeez, I hate taking that. I'd rather throw out a crazy guess than not guess.
Right. So I
It's
just
so hard.
went with Darius Rucker and just kind of see where that takes me. But like you said, need more clues. Even though most of the clues are off the wall, still, the next round could kind of narrow things down a little bit, give us a little bit more of their background.
Right.
I think they also do like reveal something about themselves or talk about something. Not that that usually helps either,
No.
but
It's
it
always
can
very-
give you a little bit more.
It's always pretty obscure what they're doing. And then, I mean, for example, Tony Hawk. If I would have noticed the birds in the the board, Birdhouse is his skateboard company, so that obviously made a lot of sense. But after the fact, like, oh yeah, obviously. But until that, you're like, I have no idea. I feel like for this one, comedy, okay. Maybe a NFL player who's from Texas, who also has a lot of fun. And
Dak Prescott.
No. And that person is
Bananas.
blank. I'm getting this. I feel like I'm not figuring out who that is. Who's the good old Texas boy with all the partying? Those two things don't really go together usually.
Tim Tebow.
No. Most definitely
It's
not.
Tim Tebow. I know.
Yeah, I know. But it's like Tim Tebow and Johnny Manziel.
Mixed together.
Their child
Create
is
something.
is this person.
Is part of it.
Part of it, and with a comedic background.
And it's their own thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what it's. Tim Tebow and Johnny Manziel's love child that was conceived while at a comedy show because they have some comedy background too.
Interesting. That's
That's who that person is,
well,
and probably older than both of them.
we may find out who that person is next week.
Could be.
But
That's it.
I think until then, any other final thoughts on the show? Any other comments?
No, this was. I was excited to see this new crop. Obviously, I like the idea. I don't love the same 3 every time like they were doing. I liked it better the first couple seasons where they're kind of mixing. Do half this side, half that side, go back and forth. Getting 3 in a row might make it a little easier to figure out who it is, I guess, because you're seeing them back to back. But I think I don't like that as much because I like this. Here's this half and this half instead of getting 3. Then you don't hear from them for a while. Then you get these group. Then you don't hear from them for a while. And then you go last group, they'll hear them for a while, then you get them all, all mixed up.
Yeah, I still think I like the first season the best with their layout because I don't think they necessarily mixed the groups. I do think they kept them separate, but every other week it alternated between different groups of people.
Right, I like that better.
And there are more people this season, so I guess they had to kind of edit it a little bit differently.
That was a choice for casting, though, too.
Right. I really think I don't like how, like you said, they're going back to back to back, making their groups, and then that's it. But we'll see what they do. I'm glad they're not doing the heads to heads anymore. I really didn't like the showdown to see who was the SmackDown. I didn't really enjoy that part of it. So I think they're just kind of gonna change it up until they either find their niche or they're just gonna change it up every season to keep it interesting and just
keep it fresh, maybe,
keep people watching. But I like the people tonight. I think they're all pretty decent singers. There wasn't anybody that was actually terrible or anything like that.
There's no Gronks.
There are no Gronks. It's kind of a nice little break from the White Tiger this week. Bailey agrees. He's going to voice his opinion here in a second. But I think that's all for tonight's coverage.
I think so.
Make sure to subscribe below. You can find me on Twitter at JessT820. You can find you...
Yo, Grabba Gabba.
Like our page on Facebook, facebook.com/Pavement Road Productions. Yes, Bailey, exactly. And email us at pavementroadproductions@gmail.com. pavementroadproductions@gmail.com.
Calm, as in calm down.
Yeah, exactly. But tune in next time for our next coverage of Masked Singer. It'll be episode 5. But until then, well... see you later.